Hey everybody, Roman versus with the Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
It's the boy harm.
You just broke up and said the boy harm.
Okay, that works. Alive and annoyed, but it's the boy harm. All right.
Monday Night Raw.
Also known as the most underwhelming farewell to John Cena on Raw of all time.
Seriously, that's how you feel?
I felt like this was a very good episode of Raw.
Okay.
But the main thing going into this Raw was it's John Cena's last Monday Night Raw. It's John Cena's farewell in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That was a theme. They overloaded this Raw so much that it's very easy to forget the John Cena things that happened in the very beginning of this show. I think the John Cena segments are probably the third or fourth most important things that happened on the show.
I can understand that take because a lot of things happened that night. From surprise returns to more surprise returns.
Championship changes.
Yeah.
I was watching the show. I'm like, okay, I understand it's Madison Square Garden and it's essentially your de facto go home show because expect next week's Raw to be terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it now. Expect next week's Raw to be terrible because of everything they did this week. But it was just like, okay, y'all went balls to the wall with this show, and I totally forgot that we had a 6-man tag match, which is another thing. We'll get into that in a second, that his final Raw match of all time is a 6-man tag match.
So here's the funny thing. I came away watching that match. As I'm watching that match, I said, this is how you do a farewell.
What? That was a very house show. You know what? We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I'm ready.
So Monday Night Raw kicks off, and John Cena is the first person we see. He comes out, cuts a promo about how Madison Square Garden is one of his favorite places to work. It's the Mecca. It's the world's greatest arena. He needed to be here. My first annoyance was, and this is just me being a born and bred New Yorker, and maybe you'll understand this, John Cena is from Boston, Massachusetts, right? Or from Newbury, Massachusetts, close enough. Why was the New York City themed John Cena shirt Yankees colored? As somebody from Boston who's a Red Sox fan,
I can tell you
he should not be wearing anything that's inspired by the New York Yankees. That's what I took from that. Okay. And they're in Madison Square Garden, home of the New York Knicks. And we say this all the time. The Yankees are the they're the most winningest team in the history of professional sports in America. Mm-hmm. But when the Knicks are good, New York is a basketball town. Why was he not wearing orange and blue?
I could tell you why.
Why?
Because he doesn't make the shirts. And whoever makes the shirts and made this decision clearly just thought, oh, the biggest team in New York is the Yankees. They don't know about that. Because that's something that we know as avid fans. But clearly the person that made that shirt was like, what team? Probably even had to Google what teams are in New York. And that said, oh, the Yankees. The Yankees are pretty big.
But my thing is also, if I'm John Cena, I'm not wearing that. Again, I'm a Red Sox fan. He once punched Punk on camera because Punk told him, you are the New York Yankees. That you're no longer the underdog. You have become the Empire. You become the New York Yankees. And he punched Punk because he said that. So now to see him wearing Yankee-inspired gear threw me the hell off. I'm like, what is he doing?
Again, I think it was just money-inspired and them not knowing, but they're just thinking like the biggest sports team for them. Whoever came up with it was Yankees, and they were.
I get it because they have 27
to make money.
I know they have 27 World Series championships and everything, so everybody's like, "Oh, put them in Yankees."
Because realistically, it made more sense to be in Nick colors because you have that relationship. You've had I forget his name. Your
Jalen
guy,
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. He's in the goddamn game.
I say this all the time. He's in the game. On top of the fact that I say this too, what color is the New York State flag? It's orange and blue. Like, what are we doing? So we got that. So John Cena, I'm just saying that's the first thing that annoyed me. So John Cena's there and he's going to promo. So he's quickly interrupted by Dominic Mysterio.
I just want you to know that I'm clipping that because there's no reason that we went on that long about the color, the color of his shirt.
Born and bred New Yorker. I'm sorry. It's just. Oh God! You need to clip that and be like the things that this man thinks about when watching wrestling.
That's exactly what
So Dominic Mysterio comes out, and Dom is, like I said, full heel, full so good, and he immediately gets booed because no one right now wants to see Dominic Mysterio. Everybody wants to see John Cena, and he basically tells John Cena, I want my Intercontinental Championship match, my rematch, because I wasn't ready for last week. You had the upper hand. You had the home field advantage. Because Cena had said, you want your championship match? We could do it right here, right now in New York City. And Dom says, no, we're not going to do it your way. We're going to do it my way. And I want it in San Diego, my hometown, at Survivor Series. And Cena says, yes, fine. And then he looks at Dom and says, do you feel lucky, punk? And I'm just like, Cena, you're 50 years old. I understand it's a Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry reference, but no one else is going to get that. Like, no one. Well, we got that. We're 40 years old. No one under our age is going to understand that reference.
But that's why he's leaving. Because all he got is references from the past.
So Dom agrees to the match, and then the Judgment Day music hits. Finn and JD come out, and immediately I'm like, oh, cool. We're going to get Cena versus Finn Balor on Raw. That would have been a fire match. Give me that match. But no, Finn and JD come into the ring. They attack John Cena. I thought it was going to be Cody or Punk to come help him, but no, we got Sheamus was the first one to come out and help John Cena. And I understand because the history between Sheamus and Cena. And then they get beat down, and then Rey Mysterio comes out to help them. So the babyfaces clear the ring, and Cena goes, you guys got a team, we got a team. On John Cena's final night on Monday Night Raw, we're going to get the Judgment Day versus Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and John Cena. Give me a referee. And you see a referee sprint down, and we get that match. Why is John Cena making matches?
Because he's John freaking Cena. He's on his way out. He gets to do whatever the hell he wants right now. That's why.
Oh, we know, because next week on NXT, he's going to be announcing the Iron Survivor participants for Deadline.
Oh, wow.
They announced that last night. And I was like, they're just using John Cena everywhere right now.
Yep.
So we got that match. It was a fine match. It was just a lot of fun spots to highlight John Cena going away. So it was a very house showy style match where it's for the fans, right? You had the trio of 10 beats of the Baldwin. And it was hilarious because Rey is so small, he had to be on the second rope beating down Dominic Mysterio. You had the three of them do the 5-knuckle shuffle on the three heels, which is really funny because John Cena was in the wrong place and Sheamus had to swap them to make sure Cena was in the middle. Yeah. It was a fine match. The baby faces get the win. Like you knew the Judgment Day wasn't going to get the win. You knew they were going to get beat down. But it was cool that, Finn Balor and McDonough, who I believe have never wrestled John Cena. I know McDonough's never wrestled John Cena.
Yeah.
I believe Finn's never wrestled Cena. So now they were able to get into ring with John Cena before he retires. Sheamus gets to have a moment with Cena because he's not winning that tournament. He'll probably lose to Rusev next week.
So that's what I was thinking. I was taking this more along the lines of, see, you're seeing it as just the match. I'm seeing this from the perspective of, if I'm John Cena, this match made me happy because I'm out there with two of my friends who have been there when I was there. You know what I mean? And they're just having a really good time. And to your point, I believe Sheamus is definitely out this tournament right off rip. And so that's why it's cool that he gets that rub. He gets to be in the ring with John one last time. I just thought overall, that's what I was thinking of. That's why the thought came to my head saying, this is how you do it. Because on top of that, he has what, 2 matches left?
2 matches. He's at the match with Dom now at Survivor Series. I mean, he's got whoever wins the tournament.
So he has 2 more matches, and out of that, we know he's losing one of those.
He may lose both.
I don't think he goes out losing both matches, bro.
I thought the same thing, but you know he's going to lose that title back to Dom. He's not going to go into that. I don't think he goes into the finals of that tournament with the Intercontinental Championship.
Which is my point. My next point. I think if he loses to Dom, one, he's doing the whole pushing the next guy. But then I don't think he loses his last match, which then you cater to fans like me who don't want to see him go out on an L.
Yeah.
So he does both. You know what I mean? If he wins that match, then he's definitely losing that last match.
Yeah, but the problem is if he beats Dom and retains the Intercontinental Championship, and they do the thing, because they haven't said that, because he's had the IC title for a week.
Yeah.
They have not said that he's going to be defending that IC title against the winner of this tournament yet.
Yeah.
You would assume he is, since it's his last match. But if he goes into that championship, he goes into that match and it's not a title match, then I think he loses. Then I think he wins. If he goes into that match and it is a title match, I think he loses. I don't think
which match comes first?
The Dom Mysterio match. That's on December 6th.
Okay.
And then the following Saturday is the December 13th show.
I think he's gonna.
I think Dom beats him for it.
It could happen, but then isn't Dom is he a 2-time or a 3-time?
He'd be a 3-time because he lost it to.
That's ridiculous.
He won it at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No, he'd be a 2-time. He hadn't lost it.
Okay.
I got it confused with the other one because he was a North American champion. He'd be a 2-time Intercontinental champion.
Copy.
Yeah.
I could see it going either or, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can see it going either or. My preference would be, because that's the thing, you're not going to give the Intercontinental to Gunther.
I can see them doing it because I don't know because
you're essentially bumping him back down to mid card though.
But you're not with Punk being the world heavyweight champion right now. Are you going to run Gunther back into the world title picture right now before Mania? I don't think you do. I think Punk is such.
You think he's gonna fight him at Mania?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is I don't think between now and Mania you have a Gunther in the main title scene. I think you can have Gunther win that Intercontinental Championship, hold it till possibly Mania or a little after, and then when he's done, elevate him back to the world title scene. I don't think that you're going to run Punk Gunther again. I don't know what Punk does at Mania, because I have said you should probably have done Punk Rollins, but that's not going to happen. If he wasn't champion, I would have thought you did Punk Cody for the other title. But he's champion now. So unless you do Punk Braun at Mania, and I don't think they want to push Braun to a world title shot at Mania just yet. Unless you're going to do Logan Paul at Mania. Yeah, that's because everything's up in the air right now. You can do Punk Roman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Gunther I think you could put Gunther in that Intercontinental title spot for a little while.
I don't want to see it.
I know, because I love Gunther, and I think he's above that, but I think he can also be the guy to continue the credibility of that Intercontinental Championship, at least. And make it mean something. The Dom has made it mean something because it's been fun to watch him, even if he's not a workhorse type of guy.
Yeah.
Gunther, if he's the Intercontinental Champion, at least you're going to get really great matches every time he's in the ring with somebody.
Well, I understand, but to Dom's point, because he had an interview, I think it was on First Take.
Yeah, he was on First Take yesterday.
Yeah, and he basically said, like, because they asked him about John and how he felt about John, which brings me to a second point I'll bring up in a minute. But he's getting a lot of rub right now. That's 3 matches. Dom is getting 3 matches out of John Cena's farewell tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal. Because even when this man was in other feuds, they each only got the 1 match.
Mm-hmm.
Dom's getting 3.
Yeah.
So if I'm giving him that much rub, do I really want to now give him the title back again too?
I think that'd be the perfect thing to do. If Cena has talked about for years, I've said since Dom turned on Edge at whatever that was, Clash of the Castle, and he joined the Judgment Day the first time, that this kid has got everything to be a main event, WrestleMania main event. I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
John Cena, before he announced this run, had an interview, I think it was with Chris Van Vliet, and he asked him, who do you think can main event WrestleManias to come? And he said Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
He has said this for years. He praises Dom for everything. And I think he sees, I'm not going to say the thug life version of John Cena that got the heel heat, but I think he sees something in Dom that no one else on that main roster has. It's just an ability to own the crowd, an ability to connect with people naturally.
Yeah.
In the way that Ray never did. And I think Ray's one of the greatest workers of all time.
Yeah.
Ray had a different, small guy. Everybody loved him because he was the underdog type of thing. But Cena, if he knows this is going to be the guy who I believe is going to carry the company for years, because he's still not even 30, I can lose to him. No one will actually care, and he can parlay that into becoming the main eventer right away. Yeah.
But that's, all of that is exactly why I don't think he's going to lose his last match.
Oh, I think he loses the IC. If I had to make a prediction, he loses the IC title to Dom.
Yeah.
Gunther wins the tournament, and Cena beats Gunther.
Yeah.
Because Gunther has already proven he can take losses, and it doesn't hurt him.
Yes, I agree. Because here's my thing, right? Everybody has their opinions on this whole John Cena farewell, the last year, right?
It's
been this.
Yep.
Because the matches have been great, except for the first Cody and him. That was terrible. At where was it? WrestleMania. Yeah. But I'm saying, for the most part, most of the matches, especially on the ladder, and
the Punk one wasn't very good.
It was okay. But yeah, on the ladder side, most of the matches have been good.
Yeah.
We're going to remember, what's going to stay in our minds for the most part is this last little bit. Because you had early on, you had
it's going to be the initial heel turn.
Yeah.
It's going to be the initial heel turn and the last little bit.
You already made him lose to Lesnar.
We don't need to go down that road again.
Let's say hypothetically you make him lose to Dom.
Mm-hmm.
This is too many L's on the way out if you're gonna make him lose his last match. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he loses his last match if he loses to Dom.
He might be the one to fight with them. That might be the same thinking you're thinking. I can see Hunter and everybody in the back saying, no, you have to win this match for the feel-good moment. And Cena might fight them on that. Yeah. Cena seems like the kind of guy who's just going to be like, no, we're going to do business this way. I'm going out looking at the lights. and he might fight them on that to try to get somebody else over. But my thing is, if he's going to
If
get
you're
somebody
gonna
else
do
over,
something
it
like that,
shouldn't be Gunther.
that's what I'm
It should
saying.
not be
Gunther
Gunther.
doesn't need the rub, and unfortunately, the people, for the most part, that would have needed that rub, you already got him out the tournament.
Carmelo Hayes is still in it.
He's the one guy you can make the argument for.
Yeah, because I would have said Javon would have been a great pick.
Javon was, we'll get into that later, but he was amazing last night.
Every time he's on screen, and I'm not a huge fan of his. I think he's super athletic, and I think he's a good wrestler. He's still got some character work for me to do, but every time he's on main roster, the crowd loves him.
Yeah.
Like he's like, we'll get into that during that match. Like that, I told you last week that was going to be a great match, and oof. All right, we'll get into that when we get there. So then we had, before even we had a match, but then we had the Stephanie Vercur segment. Mm-hmm. And I knew when, I forget which one it is. I can picture her face, but I forget their names.
Kathy
the backstage.
Kelly or the other one?
It wasn't Kathy Kelly. It was the other one. It was the Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that always talks hockey with CM Punk.
Yeah.
She's in the ring. Yeah. So she's in the ring, and Jackie Redmond, because I just read her name on the screen. She's in the ring, and she announces Stephanie Vercur. So I knew as soon as she was in the ring announcing her and how long Stephanie was taking up on the ramp, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. Yeah. So she's standing there. She takes a while. Her pyro goes off. Nikki Bella comes and attacks her from behind. Nikki hits her with a forearm to the back and throws her into the screen once. Stephanie Vercur sold that for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying. Like, Nikki stood over her, talked to her, grabbed the mic, grabbed the championship, stood over her, said, "This is what I'm here for. I'm here to I'm not here to be your sidekick. I'm not here to be whatever. I'm here to take back this division." Fine. You gave me a motivation for Nikki Bella attacking her. Give me more physicality to the woman who's your women's champion, who's been dominant in your women's division, than you gave me for her to be selling the way she did. Because that was horrendous. Mm-hmm. I watched this and I'm just like, what are they doing? Because this made nobody look good.
Yeah.
And then we get it announced that we are getting that match at Survivor Series, Stephanie Vercur versus Nikki Bella. No one wants this. I've been saying this for weeks, and I know I've been harsh on Nikki Bella, but why do we need this? Yeah. She's not good in the ring. She apparently can't cut compelling promos anymore. She doesn't have a real reason to be feuding with Stephanie other than I want title, which is fine. You could be a heel and say I want title, but give me a passionate, or make it more personable than, oh, we were just friends with respect for one another, and I hit you with the belt, so now we're gonna have a match. Like, something else.
Yeah. There was nothing to this. I agree. Again, it was just the setup for the match that we're getting. I have turned around on this. And joined you on the dark side, where I don't want to see this. This is terrible. Just the booking of it is terrible. Nikki is not going to be compelling in the ring. Stephanie's going to have to carry her the whole match. And let's say, because they've been doing crazy stuff, as we'll get into, I don't need a Nikki Bella run.
Oof. Can you imagine, and we can segue into that right now. Can you imagine a Raw women's division where the main championship holder is Nikki Bella and the mid-card holder is Maxine Dupree? Who's booking this? Did they put Vince back in the chair?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's sending them text messages. Here's what I think you should do.
And I understood why, we'll get into that match in a second, but I understood why they took the title off of Becky, because it looks like Becky and AJ are going to be in the War Games match. And you don't want the title wrapped around that whole match. But, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we don't need, we're on the same page, Nikki. Okay, so we got a backstage segment where Bayley and Lyra Valkyria are walking backstage.
I still think
And
my idea was better than what they came up with. Go ahead.
remind me of what your idea.
Them joining the War Games.
Oh, them two joining the War Games match.
Yeah.
Um,
Hold on.
no,
You
I
frozen.
told you.
Okay, you're good.
This is. um, no, I told you last week Charlotte's gonna be in this match. Like there was no way she wasn't gonna be in
And
this
I
match.
understood that fact, but I'm just saying I prefer it the other way.
Well, the other
could have
two
been a
aren't even
better
gonna be on the
story.
show.
Yeah, they're not whatsoever.
That's
That
it.
was solidified by tonight.
Yeah, no, that's just solidifying. I think that backstage segment is just going to solidify that after War Games, we're going to get Lyra and Bayley versus the Kabuki Warriors for the titles. That's going to be the next feud. So Bayley and Lyra are walking backstage, and they stop, and Bayley kind of tells Lyra, "Give me a second," and she walks over, and it's the Kabuki Warriors, and Asuka asks her, "Bayley, you were our friend once, and we need a fifth. I'm sorry for everything that had happened. Will you please join our team for War Games?" And Bayley says, "After everything you did to me 2 years ago, after how you broke up Damage Control, after everything, you think I would ever join your team?" And she stops and she goes, "My answer is no." And then Asuka yells at her in Japanese and walks away. And Kyrie gets in Bayley's face and does the "you can't see me," as if we don't remember this is John Cena night. So
But I just
Lyra
love
go.
the fact that she walked over. She's like, "You can't see me," and immediately she was like, "Ah!" when Oscar
Yeah, because
called her.
Oscar yells, and Kyrie walks away.
It just came off like a typical child who's doing something like backing up the parent or something. The parent walks away, and as soon as they try to get away with like a finger or something.
You want to talk about who seemed like a child? Let's go talk about Io Sky later. Oh God. So then Lyra walks over to Bayley and she goes, "Bayley, I'm so proud of you. You told them off." And it's like there was nothing that happened, but Bayley switched characters. And she yells at Lyra because Lyra asked her to give her the handshake. And she goes, "What are you, 5? Let's get out of here." And they walk away.
You idiot.
You idiot. Yeah. And Lyra's just like, "What is happening?"
I thought that was lazily done, though. The switch of the personality.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like they understand that it's a miss. So they're slowly backing away from it.
So you don't watch NXT, but on last week's NXT, not the one that aired last night, on last week's NXT, they had an interview segment where Blake Monroe was getting interviewed by Blake Monroe, but she was like getting interviewed by her darker self. It was almost like her AEW character was talking to her NXT character.
That's nice.
And it was really well done. She did a really good job. And I was watching it and I'm like, why couldn't they do something like this with Bayley? I'll send you the clip so you can watch it just to see what I'm talking about.
No, but that's what I was telling you from the beginning. That's why it was a miss for me from the get-go, was because they're not doing it right.
Yeah.
They started off so compelling with those vignettes, and then that quickly went away when the reality set in. And they need to get away from this. And I like that they're kind of doing it quietly. Now, if it continues, who knows? But I'm just saying this looked like they're on their way out with it. And I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah, I still don't know what you do with her if you're now taking that gimmick away and you're just going to have these two be in a tag team. That's really it. All right. So let's talk about our last time is now tournament match. Solo Sikoa comes out for his match against his mystery opponent. And we had everybody was speculating, oh, is it going to be Zack Ryder? Obviously, Zack Ryder showed up on SmackDown last week. Is it going to be Joe Hendry? Is it going to be another NXT call-up? News broke during the day if you were like me and you look at spoilers, but because I'm an idiot. So I had spoiled it for myself, but it was a returning Dolph Ziggler.
Not Nick
So Dolph Ziggler's not Nick Nemeth. We'll get into that in a second because I had a little bit of a problem with that, but I don't have as much of a problem with that as I did Matt Cardona, and I'll explain. So Dolph Ziggler comes out and he had a probably the biggest pop of the night. The New York City crowd loved him. He was great. Looks the same way he did when he left 5 years ago. Works the same way. He's a guy who,
because I haven't seen
maybe
him.
a little bit.
I haven't seen him like that. So he looks
Maybe,
a little bigger.
Maybe a little bit. He had on Shawn Michaels inspired pants. Like if you ever watch him work, he's just Shawn Michaels. Like that's 100%. He looked great. Like I don't want to say he carried Solo through this match, but he was definitely doing his work. My problem with this is, if we're gonna have these mystery opponents for these guys, and you're gonna have former WWE superstars, can we have one of them advance? Like, if it wasn't gonna be Matt Cardona, and LA Knight didn't need a win.
I agree.
You could have had Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler beat Solo Sikoa. Mm-hmm. And I understand Solo has a short history with John Cena, going back to when he was in the Bloodline. He spiked Cena like 7 times in that match and took him out. So he wanted to move on. But I would have liked to see Dolph come back in a second week. And you get Dolph versus... You could imagine if Dolph won that match, and then he would have been able to face the winner of Finn Penta. How good that match could have been. Either way, Dolph versus Finn, Dolph versus Penta, that is a show stealer.
Yeah.
Like, give him another week.
Yeah, that's true. But I would make the argument that it's important for Solo to advance a little bit because of the MFT growth spur that they're having right now on SmackDown. But then to counter that argument, I would say WWE makes the brackets. They could have easily just paired up 2 different people and made sure that they both advance.
There are no brackets.
I'm saying, yeah. The one on the dry erase board in the back.
Yeah, exactly. So Dolph Ziggler came back, not Nick Nemeth, and the reason. So we spoke about this on the SmackDown review. Matt Cardona has done such a great job at rebranding himself as something different than Zack Ryder on the Indies. He has become something totally different. Matt Cardona and Zack Ryder are 2 different characters.
I agree.
Dolph Ziggler and Nick Nemeth are the same character. It does not matter what you call this man. He went to TNA and did the exact same thing he did in WWE. And Dolph's WWE run was more impactful than Zack's WWE run. Dolph is a 2-time Dolph is a 2-time WWE champion. He's a Money in the Bank winner. You know, he's got the cachet as Dolph Ziggler in WWE. So him coming back to WWE as Dolph Ziggler is not that big of a deal to me, as opposed to this guy who literally for the last 5 years has said, I'm the indie god, Matt Cardona. Yeah. And this is how I want to be referred to, as Matt Cardona.
I thought about it and I was thinking to myself, would I want Dolph back? You always want Dolph back because he's simply amazing. However, where would you put him?
He'd be in the same place he was before. He'd be a mid-card guy.
The roster is so stacked. You know what I mean? They have so many stars that they're trying to push right now that Dolph would just be in the same spot, and I don't want that for him. I'd rather
he'd be in the mid-card, losing to people again.
Yeah, and I don't want that for him.
Yeah. This is the problem with the WWE TNA relationship, though. Sometimes, like, these guys who left WWE, who signed with TNA, is like, yeah, you're there, but you're still WWE adjacent. I mean, Wes Lee, who just left NXT, showed up on TNA a couple weeks ago back as Desmond Xavier, and it came out that he doesn't have a TNA contract. Those are one-off. Like, it's the problem. It's a problem having these 2 big companies in America, and they basically control all of American professional wrestling right now, because there's nowhere else for people to really work, except for MLW. If you want to go wrestle the King of Bros, and no one seems to like him.
Yo.
All right. So then we get our Alexa Bliss promo. Alexa Bliss comes out. So her promo was fine. It's just we did it like She comes out and she goes, I've been trying to wrap my head around this. I've been texting Charlotte. I've been calling Charlotte. She's not answering me. She's not answering my texts. She left me on red. I can see she's on her phone because she's posting on Instagram everything she's doing in New York City for the last couple of days. So I'm going to try it this way. She looks right at the camera, and this is where she lost me, though. Where she goes, Charlotte, everyone told me not to trust you. It took you 6 weeks for you to even look at me. But I never listened to anybody. I knew who the person was inside of you, and I knew you were better than that, and you're truly my best friend. You just told the world that it took 6 weeks for the girl to even acknowledge you. How is this your best friend?
Thanks. That's what bothered me too when she said the 6 weeks. I was just like, yo, that's not enough time.
No. So so after her promo, we have Asuka's music hits and the heels come out, the 4 heels come out, and Asuka's just calling her baka baka baka, which apparently means stupid in Japanese. I remember that one time her and Io were going back and forth in Japanese, just yelling at each other. And she hands the mic to Nia and she goes, what she said, Lexi, as your former best friend, I can understand why Charlotte left you high and dry. You look stupid in the ring right now. And we're going to come in there and we're going to beat you down. So the heels, they wrap around the ring. Rhea's music hits. Rhea and Io hit the ring. They run to the ring. They start fighting off the heels. The heels eventually get control. I'm just laughing because as the 4-on-3 is happening, right? Did you watch Kairi Sane and what she was doing during this fight?
The what?
So Kairi Sane, Lash is on Rhea.
I got the visual. Go ahead.
Kairi Sane is there with no one to fight. So after Io gets knocked to the ground, she pulls off her jacket and just starts whipping Io with her jacket. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, what is she doing? But there was a split second where everybody was paired off and Kairi was in the corner just like this, waiting for somebody until Io hit the floor and just started whipping her with the jacket. I was like, what is she doing? It's so ridiculous.
But now you see why I've been loving these segments, because I just feel like it's dumb, yes, but it's dumb in a way that it's endearing.
Kyrie is so good, man. I'm sorry, that was funny. That was. I'll send you a gif of it later. I'm gonna make one. So eventually, Charlotte Flair's music hits because Lash hits that running forearm onto Io, looking like she killed her.
Yeah.
And so Charlotte hits the ring with a kendo stick. Charlotte beats down everybody. I think she beats down Nia and Lash with the kendo stick for a while. And then she helps Alexa up. And this is what made me laugh. And you said Charlotte kind of busted out laughing too. So Charlotte is like holding Alexa because Alexa's selling the beatdown. And Io and Rhea are on the other side of the ring. and Charlotte points at Rhea as if to say, I'm going to join you, or I got your back, right? And Io saw that Charlotte was holding Alexa, and she was like, I don't know if she was like, I forgot what I'm supposed to do, or I'm jealous, or I have a best friend too, but she like clung on to Rhea in a way that when they pans at Charlotte just started cracking up laughing. And because I don't think Rhea knew it was going to come either, that Io was going to hold her. Yeah. But it was so like, what the heck did Io just do? Why is she holding onto Charlotte this way? And so you have the two sets of babyface women just holding each other in the ring. And I'm like, what is happening? Like that was funny. But I was like, what? No.
Not purposely funny.
Not purposely funny. I was like, I think Io just did it without telling anybody she was going to do it. No one gave her instruction to grab onto Rhea Ripley that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
which this is setting. This just set up our 4-on-4 at War Games. Now we're just waiting for the last two to join, which we all
Yeah.
know who that's gonna be.
So we'll get into that in a second because the next segment was Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch
And this
for
is
the
your fault.
Intercontinental Championship.
This
Because
is
I put
your
it in the
fault.
universe.
You put it in the universe. You know, I don't want to see that. I don't think they're gonna do it. And then you were like, they're crazy enough to just do it.
This is also the thumbnail, by the way.
No.
It is the most impactful thing on the entire show, bro.
Oh my
like,
god!
because it's the most shocking
I
thing.
put a picture in the thing, so
you want it? I could fix it. It's fine. Yeah. So, I saw that picture. I'm like, oh, we can do that. It's I use Maxine. I could fix it. So Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch, and of their 3 matches, is this match 4? This is match 4, right? Because they had the one a couple months ago where she got beat down. She had the one where she won on a count out. She had the one where she won on the disqualification. This is the 4th match between them.
But they've been good the majority of the time.
Not the first one. The first one we thought it was going to set up a Natalya Becky match. But the count out match and then this one and then the disqualification match were good. This one was fine. It was just shorter than the other 2.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they had enough time with all of the other shenanigans that were going on in the show. But Maxine is doing great work. I give it to her. She's getting so much better in the ring.
Yep.
So towards the end of the match, Becky's doing everything she can to try to get her to either tap or hit the manhandle slam. And Maxine, I think she hits a missile drop kick. And then, no, Becky has her down. And then, she pushes a Jessica Carr. The championship belt comes into the ring for some reason. Jessica tries to get the belt out. Becky starts untying the turnbuckle pad. And this is how I know I have wrestling Tourette's. Because I was laying in bed watching this. And I heard the music hit. And I heard the music. And my brain and I said it out loud. Light it up. But I sang it without realizing that AJ Lee was coming to the ring. It was just like my instinctual reaction to hearing the music wanted to sing. And I didn't realize AJ was coming to the ring. I'm just weird. So, and then I saw her skipping down. I'm like, oh shit, AJ. I'm like, all right, her music's playing. So
what I don't like about this was the finish.
Yeah, so it's fine because AJ got, I don't mind the finish because it's almost the equivalent of a roll-up.
So I get it, but I hate the crossbody.
I just think she doesn't have a good one.
No, I hate them in general.
Really?
I hate the move completely. I think it looks so stupid, and the fact like it's just like like I can't get behind it. I hate that move every time I see it, and when it's a finish, including this, I can't do it. You took me out of it.
Yes. So AJ comes up, and AJ gets Becky's attention, and then as she's getting Becky's attention, what the hell is her name? Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree climbs. I don't know why I was like, for some reason, Skylar was in my mind, and that's not her name.
At all.
Bro, I have no idea. That's not even her real name. Maxine Dupree is on the top rope, and she hits a crossbody onto Becky, and she gets a 3 count for the win. And Maxine Dupree is our new Intercontinental Champion, Women's Intercontinental Champion, and she gets the pyro, she gets the pomp and circumstance. And and then we get the backstage after, where Maxine is in the back talking to AJ. They're getting interviewed by Jackie Redmond. And then while AJ's talking, and Otis and Tozawa just cut AJ off. in the middle of her sentence to celebrate with Maxine. They pull her away, and then Jackie asks AJ,
Mhm.
uh, "Are you going to be here for a while?" And she goes, "Well, I was only here to help out my husband because he had a Seth Rollins Becky Lynch problem, but Becky just lights a fire in me, so maybe I'll stick around a little bit." And then Rhea walks up, and Rhea says, "Can we talk?" and puts her arm around AJ and walks off.
Which makes you
So
automatically know who the last two members of War
it's gonna
Games
be
is.
AJ. It's gonna be AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, which is fine because you're getting more star power in these matches,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I was gonna
so
say
we'll,
it's better that way because they probably have the bigger feud out of all the women involved.
I think the biggest feud is Io and Asuka.
I'm not talking about
I think that's cool.
individuals. I'm talking about team.
Okay. Oh yeah, I mean the the women's feuds are more pronounced because all of the participants for the feuds are there.
Yeah.
War Games men just seems thrown together because there's no Seth, and I think that's the big problem with no Rollins to be there. Team Vision just seems completely thrown together, and then you have to figure out Team Cody on the other side because with Rollins, if you had Rollins leading Team Vision, you wouldn't have Logan Paul. You would probably still have Drew. It would be Rollins. It would be Braun. It would be It'll be Bronson. It'll be Brock. And then you
Drew's the
just
only
do.
one really for me that feels thrown in there.
I know, but I think Drew would have been in there regardless.
No. I'm
I
just
think
saying, like, in terms of thrown together, like, for me, the Logan Paul being in there made sense because they built it up, right? He's just saving his own skin, essentially. So they built that. So I believe that reason for him being there. You have the connection with Paul Heyman and Brock. The only
I
one
don't.
that I'm just like, I don't believe you should want to be there or have any affiliation is because of Drew. However,
It's just a Cody thing.
it's just the Cody thing. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, but if Rollins didn't get hurt, there would be no Paul. It would be the members of the Vision, Brock and Drew. I don't think Logan Paul would be in the match.
no,
I think
100%.
Logan Paul is there to replace Seth Rollins in that match.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, so we'll talk. We'll go through everything we just glossed over. So Maxine Dupree is the new Intercontinental Champion. Whatever. I mean, I put it into the universe. I didn't want to see it. It's fine. You got the title off of Becky. Becky did good work with it coming after taking it off of Lyra. You made Maxine kind of a star, and then crowds behind her. You made her kind of a star, and
The issue I'm
showing.
having is I didn't even believe when she beat Becky, let alone now I'm supposed to believe she defends it. I don't know about that, buddy. Like who? BFAB's not on the show, bro.
Every match she's going to be going into defending that title, we're going to be expecting her to lose.
Yeah.
And so and I think she'll win a couple of those matches by a roll up here, a small crate, a small package here, because she doesn't have a finishing move. It's going to be she's going to have to eke out wins to continue to hold on to that title, so she can't do it anymore. That's why I see that.
It's the ankle lock? She hasn't beaten anyone with it, but she has used it in almost every match.
Yes, I guess. You know what it is? It's like when you play WWF No Mercy and you play as Shane McMahon, and he has everybody else's moves. He's got a rock bottom. He's got a stone cold stunner. He's got a people's elbow. Okay. Just because he used to just copy people's moves. That's what I get from Maxine Dupree.
Copy.
Also, first member of. Okay.
You said also, she's copying everyone's move, and you know me, I always say copy, and then I said, wait, gotcha. No pun intended, because gotcha. I didn't mean it like that.
Also, she's the first member of Alpha Academy. Well, Tozawa had the 24/7 championship a couple times. So we don't count that. I think he might have been a cruiserweight champion. But Otis has never had a singles title, and Chad Gable never won a singles title in NXT or on main roster. She's the first member of Alpha Academy, not Akira Tozawa, to hold a singles championship in WWE.
Nice.
That's crazy. All right, so let's get into this the match of the night: Javon Evans versus Gunther.
Mm.
So they had Gunther come out. They gave him his old Walter NXT music back. I don't know if you caught that. It was definitely it was his old NXT music. And as soon as that came on, I was like, oh, they're repackaging him to being more serious. And this was a great match.
As if he was
Javon
never
Evans.
not serious.
No, I know,
I know
but
what
it's
you
just
mean.
it's like that music is just
I get it.
different.
I get it.
It's a so uh this was a great match. Young OG, he's as much as I don't like the gimmick, he puts on stellar matches every time he's out there. Super athletic, super flippy. They kept calling him wiry. That's not the right word. This kid is 21 years old, and to be in that stage at Madison Square Garden for the first time, he's been in the theater downstairs with NXT, but to be in front of 17, 18,000 people at Madison Square Garden against a former world heavyweight champion and hold your own and have the crowd really think at times he's might win this match. He put on a show. That was a star-making performance in a loss for Javon Evans. It started off really good too because Javon, there was no fear. Like, he started the match off with chopping Gunther super loud, and I'm just like, that's not something you want to do because he's gonna murder you. And Gunther towards the end just started becoming Gunther, and Javon was hitting flips. I don't remember what exactly, but that flip off the ropes where he does like that spinning wheel kick, incredible. Like this kid
did way too much. I was trying to keep up. I'm like, what is happening? That boy can move.
Yes. He's like, I'm not gonna say he's the better version of Ricochet, because Ricochet, indie Ricochet is just something I've never seen before. But on a WWE level, the way he moves is something that I haven't seen in years. Something that like early Rey Mysterio style moves. Like there hasn't been somebody who can do the things he could do, and he's going to be a star when he gets the official call up, which it might be soon because he lost a match on NXT last night for the NXT tag titles. Him and the other one from TNA, who's very similar to him.
Everywhere. This kid.
Well, it was him and the TNA X Division champion against Dark State for the tag titles, and they weren't going to win those titles. So he lost last night, so he might be coming up soon. But yeah, towards the end, Gunther hits him with a big boot, and then Gunther goes for a power bomb, and then or a suplex. No, he goes for a suplex, and he hits a stun dog millionaire. Gunther eventually wins with the power bomb to get this win. But this was an incredible match. Did you see what Bully Ray said should have been the finish to this match?
That's what I was just gonna bring up to. I'm not mad at it.
Because that was Dolph's idea. Dolph said after he lost, because he was on Busted Open Tuesday morning, he said he tried to get them to book Dolph beating Solo, and then Solo beating down, and the MFTs beating down Dolph and stretching Dolph out, taking him out of the tournament and forcing Solo to replace Dolph. So Solo moves on, but Solo doesn't beat Dolph. Dolph still gets the rub for winning the match. But Bubba said that story that Dolph put together works better if it's Javon Evans. Mm-hmm. Because
I agree.
Yeah. Because of how he had the crowd in the palm of his hand. That crowd would have erupted if he won that match.
Yeah.
And then Gunther could get his heat back and look like a killer by taking out the babyface.
And it's instant heat.
Yep. And like he said, Gunther can go on towards the end. If he faces Cena, Cena can be like,
you got your first feud right off rip when you call the kid up. Remember what you did to me a few months ago?
And if Gunther beats Cena for that IC title, you immediately have this kid in a title feud. Like that could have been a really good not long-term story, but that could have been a first feud for Javon Evans. But they didn't go that route. They decided to just have him look good in the loss, which is fine. All right. So then we have our War Games face to face.
War games.
This was not a face to face. This was just we're gonna get in the ring and start beating each other up.
Yeah, basically, there was no face to face.
So Paul Heyman leads out Team Vision plus Drew to the ring, and he gets into the ring and he goes, "I have walked the Samoan SWAT team to the ring for War Games. I have walked out the Freebirds to the ring for War Games. I've walked out the Dangerous Alliance to the ring for War Games. But this is the greatest assembly of talent for any War Games of all time." That's hyperbole, because if you go back to some of the WCW War Games matches, you had Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Sting, Lex Luger on one team. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. All right. Like if you even you look at the other side, I understand that the team vision is outstanding, especially with Brock on that team. That's 5 really big men on one side. But you even look at the other side, you got Punk, Cody, Roman, and maybe one of the greatest tag teams in the history of WWE on that team. So you can make the argument that Team Cody is also one of the greatest teams ever put together for War Games. Yeah. The problem is they basically do a version of that every single year, because last year was the same exact team. You're just swapping out Sammy
For Cody.
Yeah, Sammy for Cody. Yeah. So, but yeah. So Cody's music hits. No, Punk's music hits. Punk's first one out. Gets to the bottom of the ramp. Jay's music hits next. The Usos come down from the crowd. Cody's music hits last. He comes out, tracksuit Cody. The babyfaces hit the ring. Brawl starts. Babyfaces clear the ring. Punk goes for a. He's going to set up, I think it was Logan Paul for GTS. And Brock Lesnar's music hits. And we knew this was coming because earlier in the show, we had a backstage segment where Paul Heyman was like, "Mr. Aldis,
you don't need to go through the whole thing. The gist of it was he said, if you hated my Drew McIntyre pick, oh, you're really going to hate my last pick.
You needed to give me the moment, bro.
No. You were getting into character. Like, it was not that profound.
So he looked at Nick Aldis and said, "You have an attitude problem." And then they look at the portfolio and they just roll their eyes and they're like, "Oh shit!" And they basically say, "Oh shit," because Drew was suspended, and I believe Brock was suspended as well because of the attack on Corey Graves. I think that was a thing. So I think they were both pissed at that. I wish Michael Cole would have said something. No, I'm sorry, George Tessitore would have said something about that when he came out, because I had to try to remember why he was off TV, but I think it was because of the attack on Corey Graves. So Brock comes out, starts hitting German suplexes on everybody. That one on Cody Rhodes, he got like 17 feet in the air. He looked great. Brock starts beating the crap out of everybody. And then, he's standing tall in the middle of the ring while the credits roll. And you know anything about this WWE, it's like,
you can't trust the credit.
Just because a credit roll doesn't mean it's over. So Roman Reigns' music hits. Roman hits the ring, and did Roman look smaller to you? Yeah, right? Like he has not been working out?
He has not been doing something, which I'm confused by, because isn't he also doing the whole Street Fighter right now?
I think they're done shooting that already, but he has been doing a lot of like indie movies. My whole thing with Roman, and I hate to think this all the time, every time he loses
role
weight,
is coming up right now, and it's in Zootopia 2 alongside CM Punk as his partner. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, my thing about Roman, every time he loses weight and looks like this, I hope his cancer ain't back again.
No, don't do that.
That's why I was like, every time I see him get super skinny like that, I'm just like, oh God. Yeah. But Roman, but he looked good. I mean, He came out. He hit. He had like a 3-minute stare down with Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring because of all their history. Brock hits the ropes. Roman hits the ropes. Roman hits a Superman punch onto Brock. Um, Bronson Reed hits the ring, takes Roman down, tries to hit a tsunami. Roman gets up. Puma Superman punches because he got up really fast. Superman punches Bronson Reed, hits a spear on Bronson Reed. He gets out of the ring. He goes around, hits a spear on Braun Breaker through the timekeeper area. And did you see what these fake wrestler cop uniforms are wearing? How bad the outfits looked. Like, yep. I was like, why are we doing this with the House of Glory wrestlers? Like they're all getting a $400 to $500 payday to just be there and wears these Party City NYPD uniforms. Yep. Like, this was terrible. So yeah, he hit the spear to that, and that's when the show goes off the air. And then after the show goes off the air, the baby faces just take everybody down. If you watch the camera footage. So we're gonna get Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns rounding out the men's War Games.
What happened to Christmas, bro? That's all I care about. What happened to Christmas, bro? That was the most compelling thing to me. I thought he'd be in a match. I thought he'd be in a separate match against somebody.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying. He said no till Christmas. Get out of here. Thought this man was a man of his word.
He told the Usos, "I don't want to see y'all to Christmas." He cannot be at War Games and watch his cousins and Punk and Cody get beat down every week. I mean, and Brock's back. You need a superhero to take down Brock Lesnar.
I think they lose.
There's no one else. I think they lose too. I think Team Vision wins. It would make no sense for them to win.
Yeah, there's no reason. There's no build up to anything. There's no story reason why they should win. But the Vision should, because they're trying to prove that they're stronger than ever. I'd
have Braun pin Roman.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
I'd have Braun pin Roman. Why not? It's either Braun pinning Roman or Logan pinning CM Punk. Those are my two picks.
I'll go with that. I'd go with that.
Wait, is it? It's a War Games match. It's not a pin. It's submission or sacrifice, or submission or what's the other word for submission? Surrender.
Okay.
I was gonna say something else. It's like that. That's not what it is. It's submission or surrender. There's no pinfalls in War Games. I think. So or is that AEW's version?
Somehow Logan Paul gets the win, and then that becomes the story that he can challenge for the title.
Yeah.
You seem less enthused.
That's fine. I just don't want Logan Paul anywhere near the World Championship.
You're not wrong.
I mean, it's fine. I just don't. Logan Paul doesn't need to be on my TV all the time. He's a good wrestler.
I was going to say, great talent, but...
That's just a terrible human being.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It doesn't do anything for the person.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. It was a very good show. A lot of things happened. But like I said, for a John Cena go away for his last Raw ever, John Cena is probably the fourth most important thing that happened on this show.
Mm-hmm.
We did get the announcements of our matches next week. Like I said, we're going to get Solo versus the winner of Penta and Finn. And we're getting... What's the other one? Who else won their match this week? Gunther won this match. I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember the other match. We got 2 matches announced for next week's Raw.
Mm. I don't remember.
Look at the SmackDown preview anyway. Nope, that was last week's. All right, this week we got Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed. That's what it was. It was Rusev or Sheamus. It was one of them versus the winner of Carmelo Bronson Reed. Okay.
Couldn't even tell if you were frozen because you really didn't move for like for a couple seconds. I can't with you.
Penta versus Finn in the last time's now opening tournament match. We're getting Women's U.S. Champion Chelsea Green Championship celebration with Pyro, because that was a thing.
Yeah, when
and
she said,
Axiom,
she said they were taking it away.
And we got Fraxium versus DIY this week. Because how are we going to continue to motivate him wanting the U.S. Championship? By ignoring the United States Championship completely and having him in a tag match against the two guys who already failed to win the United States Championship.
More importantly, where's Austin Theory? Because my guy needs to come back. And I thought he'd be in War Games somehow.
Oh, I went out the window when Seth got hurt.
Just saying. Bring my boy back. He better. I'm not waiting till Mania, bro.
Rumble.
January?
Either end of January or early February. It's always like that crossover.
Huh.
January 31st.
Copy. I don't like it.
Do we think we get Chris Jericho in the Rumble this year? They're going to be in Saudi Arabia.
Has he ever said if he'd go to Saudi?
I don't know. I know it was just Punk who complained about it and then, went back to WWE and said, I'll go. Punk is a guy who says a lot of things when he's not with the company, but then when he's back, he's just like, how big is the paycheck? Like, that's all it is, bro. Like I always think about him telling MJF, go, you think grass is greener over there, go headlight night one of a 4-night extravaganza, and then tell me the grass is greener over there. And all of a sudden he came back and he started crying in the back because he was headlighting night 1 of WrestleMania instead of night 2. Like, you're a hypocrite, bro. Like,
you know who's not a hypocrite?
Austin Theory?
My man, Austin Theory. I just hope they don't come with a douchey persona. I can't do that again.
We need to do the whatever persona I read from Chat GPT a couple weeks ago.
Yo, what was it? I forgot it already.
You said humble and losing and working his way up, but the Chat GPT one was like he's an A-list superstar and he's always been a star, so he's got to come back.
I forgot. We said we were gonna do a show like that.
Yeah, we're gonna let Chat GPT book an entire show and see how it goes. So that was Monday Night Raw. Do you want to review NXT Gold Rush?
No.
I watched it last night.
So?
It was a very good show.
That's a TikTok. We discussed this.
Sol Ruka did not regain the NXT North American Championship.
Oh, she lost it?
She lost it. No, Zarya lost it for her when she was hurt.
Ho.
Yeah, so she was hurt. Zarya was defending it so that way she wouldn't have to be stripped of the title. Blake Monroe beat her for it at the last pay-per-view, beat Zarya to win it. and then she got medically cleared, but she was wearing a brace, so she had to win the match. She had to uh, try to win it back last night, but she lost by submission because uh, Blake Monroe kept focusing on her bad knee, put her in a single leg crab, but really wrenched it back while she was laying on her back, and Zarya threw the towel in. Soul never tapped out. So they're telling the story of still the two of them possibly breaking up because they can't get on the same page.
Gotcha.
Also, Tatum Paxley already lost her NXT tag,
Oh my
NXT
God, you're
Women's
trying to
Championship.
sneak in a review in here. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I'm not.
I can do it in 4 minutes.
I hate you so.
Oba Femi
No,
called Ricky
no,
Saints.
no, no,
He said, "Yo, daddy's back."
Oh my God.
All right,
Finish
we'll get
this
out of
up.
here. Yeah, we'll get out of here. All right, that was Monday Night Raw. We'll be back for Friday Night SmackDown at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
Probably Saturday. I think I have a 9 to 5. So probably Saturday we'll have that up. But yeah, what's your final takeaways?
Overall, good show. I think I do like what they're doing with Cena. I know a lot of people had problems with part of his run, but I think the ending is going to be better than the beginning. So I'm happy about that. That's pretty much it for me. Everything else it was all good moments. I enjoyed the show, but just nothing long term for me.
I think to touch on your first point, I'm not sure if I think the ending is going to be a feel good moment that we're going to remember forever. Not that it's going to be compelling. So, but it's going to be good. They're not going to let him go away on a bad note.
Yeah. So, but as usual, guys, if anything, you could catch us on Spotify, TikTok, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. We appreciate you guys as always, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks.